So my YouTube channel is Knives Sports and Adventures, and this is going to be the first non-knife review that I've actually posted because I'm into a lot of sports, not just knives. So this review is on Gullwing Sidewinder trucks. And there's a lot of confusion out there about these trucks. There are people who hate them, there are people who love them. So this is just kind of trying to dispel some of the misinformation that's out there. So these are double kingpin trucks. They're standard kingpin trucks, but there's two kingpins, so they're kind of a weird design. The design is there to give you a lot of turn. These are if you look on Gullwing's website, these are designed as carving trucks. They're not designed for going fast. They're not designed for downhill. You can put stiff bushings in them and go pretty fast and have them be relatively stable, but they're never going to be like a downhill truck stable. What they are is very turny, but they have a lot of dive in the turn, meaning the board actually tilts a really long way before it bottoms out. And on a pintail board like this, you actually have to run them pretty tight so that you don't get wheel bite, as you can see has happened down here. So it gives a very surfy feel. It's very fun, but it does lean the board over really far, so it can make it really hard to keep your balance, especially if you have tight ankles. I have freakishly mobile ankles, and I still have a hard time keeping my balance on these trucks when they're set up loose. That said, they're very fun if you're just cruising around, chilling on the sidewalk. They don't sit up as high as you would think with double kingpins on a drop-through board. The ride height is pretty normal for a pintail longboard. These are 9-inch trucks, not 10-inch. They aren't a great choice, for downhilling. My favorite trucks are actually Gullwing reverses, and I'll post about those later because they are such a versatile truck. I've tried messing around with different bushing setups. You can make this truck turn a little less and be a lot more predictable by going with some harder bushings. But really, this truck is best just kind of left alone and left to be a divey, turny, fun truck. Which is why when I bought this board, I progressed past it pretty quickly. This was my first longboard. I had these on here as a beginner. I loved them. Once I started wanting to go a little faster and finding other trucks that had a more precise turn, these got left behind pretty quickly. These turn really well, but they don't turn real precisely because there's a lot of bushings in there, and they have a fair amount of slop to them. I found very quickly that if you added wedges to a different set of trucks like the Gullwing reverses, you could make them turn just as much, and they would be way more precise, and they had a better feel to them, and the board didn't tilt over as far and try to dump you off of it. So not a bad beginner truck, still a lot of fun. If you have a lot of longboards, or if you love just cruising and turning and stuff like that, they could be fine for you. But they're definitely an acquired taste, and they're not a versatile truck. So you're not going to make this into a great downhilling truck by swapping the bushings or something like that. You could probably make it passable, but you would spend so much money on bushings that you might as well buy another truck. So that is my review of the Gullwing Sidewinder trucks. Decent truck if you use it for what it's intended for.